What's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be reacting to Aba&Preach's video in response to Fresh&Fit, their whole beef going on. If you don't know who these two are, Aba&Preach basically do masculinity content as well as just topics that they find interesting that can empower people, give them advice. And you know, it's more than just dating and relationships, whereas Fresh&Fit, their podcast focuses on more of the red pill space, more of dating, relationship advice, money advice, fitness advice. Aba&Preach, I'd say they're more well-rounded and they cover a broader range of topics, and they have sort of that organic feel to it where it feels like you're in the room just listening to these guys talk, and you're talking to them one-on-one like you would have met these guys just out on the street, and just you're kicking it, having a conversation with them. Whereas the Fresh&Fit podcast with Myron and Fresh Prince CEO, they have their own worldview and perspective because they're in Miami, which is the heart of like the bimbos, and they bring on a lot of these Instagram models onto their show. So it's a completely different feel, but I support both of the guys. I watch both of their content and I have nothing bad to say about either of them. This is simply going to be my reaction and my response to what was said and what I think about the whole situation moving forward, and how we can use this as men that watch their content and consume their content and learn and grow. And hopefully during all of this, it can bring more awareness to this space.
Today's topic, all right, seems like the guys from Fresh&Fit are really upset.
We are better than you now, period.
People want to know our thoughts. I'm going to keep it really brief, all right? I don't have much thoughts on their platform. Are they doing some good things for some people? I'm sure. I have no doubt. I'm not even denigrating that. We just came at them for their ideas with regards to paying for box and all this stuff. Thought it was full of shit.
I'm like, yo, relax, niggas, don't pay for box.
Even more, what I find really distasteful is you come to find out that Myron himself, right, the so-called pickup artist, the master, has his own seeking arrangements account, his own profile, all right? This is on the web. You can find it. This man's out here talking about don't pay for box, don't pay for box. He's on a website for sugar daddy.
Let's see what it says here. Social media influencer and content creator. I run a popular podcast in Miami. Oh no, so this is recent. Not a good look. Aba&Preach made a good point there. You know, he talks about not tricking, not spending money on these 304s, but yet he has a seeking arrangements profile. His about page says only 4% of the male population is over 6'2". Less than 3% of all males make over 300K. Only 5% of men are in shape with abs. You lucked out. I have all three in one package, so yeah, I'm picky for a reason. I mean, I'm not gonna knock the man for being successful. You know, he's making over $300,000 a year, which is a lot of money. His brand is continuing to grow, and you know he's in great shape. All of those things take a long time to achieve, and you have to salute the man for that. However, I think putting this on a dating profile or a seeking arrangements profile or any profile at all is pretty cringe. It's really just stroking your ego. I feel like someone that's really about that lifestyle and really is a self-proclaimed alpha male, he's not going to have to put these things in his profile. He's just going to let his actions speak for himself. No knock against him. That's just my opinion.
You want to be a giant hypocrite? Do your thing, okay? Then you come to find out this man's talking about, listen, we want burning desire from ladies. Ain't that what they say? Right? You want to get their best, so you got to earn it. Come to find out, this man's telling girls in the DMs that if they want to come on the platform, they have to fuck. And if they don't, he gets upset about it and he gets all pissy. Oh, you fucked all my other boys. You won't fuck me, then you can't get on the platform. So wait, you want to bang a girl who just wants to come on the platform for clout? And you think that's burning desire? And again, guys,
yeah, it doesn't look good.
I don't even care that he goes about that way to bang girls. Do whatever you want. You earned your platform. Go ahead. Me, it's the hypocrisy of these ideas. You preach to these men that they have to always seek this thing, that this is the way to live, that this is the best way, but you don't even walk the talk. That's what I find distasteful. It's like a Derek Jackson talking about be faithful to your wife, don't pay for box. Come to find out this man's cheating on everyone. How are you any different? Can you tell me? Now everyone's gonna get up, whoa, you know, we're attacking people in the manosphere. I don't care about the manosphere. I don't care about none of this. Move with integrity in life. That's it. I'm not here about some scene. Oh, you can't go on this podcast. I don't care. At the end of the day, the truth remains the truth. When I came into the game, when I was listening to Patrice, we didn't call it red pill. We just called it the truth. These niggas is fronting on some points. That doesn't mean they're not helpful to you. Maybe if you're one of their fans, right? Maybe they help you with finances, fitness. Maybe even they helped you with game. I don't know. But all we talked about were these ideas and how they were hypocritical.
And I will say, Aba&Preach, they talk to anyone, they react to any video that's out there that they feel is interesting and informative to present to their audience. And these guys don't always agree with everything they react to, the people they work with, you know, the content that they view. And they're going to be critical because they have their own opinion, just like the Fresh&Fit podcast, they have their own opinion on certain matters. But based on what I've seen so far, it seems like Fresh&Fit took this as a personal attack instead of just, you know, receiving criticism from Aba&Preach. When Aba&Preach criticized a lot of different different people. It's not just them, but they took it as a personal attack. And unfortunately, as you'll see, they took it and they became very emotional. And they said some things that I would disagree with, and I think constitutes for fighting language, in my opinion.
Here's the thing.
You guys been blowing us up, man.
Yeah, you guys been blowing us up with DMs and everything. Apparently, Aba&Preach decided to make a video talking smack out of nowhere, out of left field. And it's funny about capping and paying for box. And I was like, didn't we talk about this several months ago? Like, why are you guys bringing this up like now? Like, what the hell?
We're trending, man.
Yeah.
The only reason we brought it up later is because we already covered a couple of videos from that podcast and the second one after. And we did both podcasts on the same day. The first one, and then I came back later on for the second one. I completely forgot about the first one. So I covered the second one, and then months later, somebody sent me a link to it. It's like, hey, what did you think about this conversation? So I rewatched it. I'm like, hey, man, there's a lot of dumb things that were said. Let me cover it. It's not that deep. Okay, this whole idea that there's some giant conspiracy is not that deep. But anyways, if you guys wanted to know, that was why.
We're popping right now.
But then I did, as always, men lie, women lie, numbers don't, right? And then I thought to myself, why would they bring this up now? Chris, can you show Exhibit A real fast? So let's see here. Let's see. These guys have almost 1 million more subs than us, guys. All right.
So we're the blue line.
We're the blue line. They're the red. They have 1.38, which is 1,380,000 subscribers. Guys, we only have 430,000 subscribers.
Yep.
Okay. We have literally like less than 1/3 of their joint, right? And we got 20 million views, and they got 14.9 million views.
Ouch.
Very interesting for you guys to go ahead and make a video insulting us months after the fact. I wonder why. Oh, it's because we're hotter than you guys right now.
All this talk about we make so much money, we're getting all these views, these guys are clout chasing. Bruv, when I came on your podcast was far smaller. I didn't care that you guys were a smaller podcast. I was like, cool. You guys seem to do some interesting content. I'll just jump on. I'm not the type of nigga who looks at people and judges their value or their perception of me based off of how many followers they have or how many views they get. We cover people who are far larger than us and who have way bigger platforms, and we cover people with 100 subscribers. We don't come at people based off of the size of the following they have. We talk about ideas. If you think back about the video, when we said all that stuff about boxing this, it was on the topics. We didn't talk about Fresh's past. We didn't talk about him faking press releases. We didn't talk about you paying for box. We didn't talk about none of that. You guys are getting so hyper emotional about this thing. It's funny to me. For so-called alpha males, you guys don't seem to have any control over your temper.
Our channel's better than yours.
Facts.
We get more views than you. We've been on less than you. We work harder than y'all. We cut our hair more than you. Like, yo, if y'all want to like roast,
we get more girls than
we get more girls than y'all.
free.
Like, if y'all really want to do this preacher's married, probably to a fucking beluga whale somewhere, and y'all talking.
Yo, that was uncalled for, man. You gotta leave the wife out of it at the end of the day. I get these guys like reactions. I get these guys want responses. They want that clout. But when you bring a man's wife into the situation and she has nothing to do with it, that's when you cross the line. And that's what I would consider, in my opinion, that's when you have to be able to step up and back up your words with potentially a fight, potentially settling it man to man. If you have beef with another man, keep it between you and that other man, or you and that man and that other person. Don't include someone else's family member, someone's wife, someone's friend, whoever it is that is not included in that debate, that discussion, that argument. This really looks bad on their part.
Oh, too, bro. Like,
Yo,
bro.
I wasn't gonna do this.
Wait, the hand symbol?
Yo, I was not gonna do this.
The international?
But y'all got me hyped now. Yo, I know you guys are not talking, bro. My man Aba looks like he got off a camel, hasn't cut his hair in years. Dusty as
Yo.
Damn. That was also uncalled for too. I don't like the racism in that. But like, I get the fact that Fresh and Fit are catering to a younger audience and more of that like Jerry Springer type of crowd. So they're trying to get that reaction because the reaction brings in views, brings in more subscribers, which makes them money. So I understand why they're going to this extent. But I think there comes a certain point of disrespect and racism where, you know, you've crossed that line with a lot of people. And, you know, they're talking about this man's ethnicity. They're saying he's dusty, but these two guys are ethnic as well. So that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Bruh.
And this is Sudani roasting on you right now, bro. You Somalian? Yo.
I was like, yo, what anime you came from, bro? Now,
Yo.
nigga looking bummy as hell, bro. And mind you, right? I ain't looking on a nigga, because obviously, you know what I'm saying, that's his style. I ain't gonna like, bro.
We're better than you. We make more money than you. We got a better channel than y'all. We get more views than y'all. The only thing you guys got on us is you guys been on longer. But I guarantee you, next year, this time, we're gonna lap you, motherfuckers. Because you know what?
Facts.
Nobody works harder than us.
Nope.
Period.
We make more money.
And that's the worst part is that I love to see a black man get paid. Get your money. Get your money. If your views are stupid, your views are stupid.
Too many times people care more about the money than the message. And that's what we're seeing here in this video. That's what we're seeing happen in this men's space. And the message needs to be about helping young men take control of their lives, self-improve, and become the best version of themselves. But instead, we have these older grown men arguing about money, who's having more views on a YouTube channel, crying, moaning, and complaining.
But if you're getting paid, get your money.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm here for.
There's not a single person that could ever say that we've ever feigned jealousy or gotten mad about other people succeeding. We move at our own pace. Yeah, we've been on the platform longer than you. Congratulations. To me, it's not even that deep. You guys are doing well for yourselves. Good for you.
Great.
I ain't never been mad at making money. This is about the ideas. So all this talk about clout and all this, you guys have lived in Miami so long and you've been faking your lifestyles for so long that you think everybody is chasing clout, that everybody wants to be with an Instagram baddie. Your whole platform is based around clout chasers. So that's why your mind is warped. Miami's That's why the girls you bring on, everyone's like, yo, who are these dumb broads that you bring on? Right? Because they're all clout chasers. So you guys' mindset is all warped and shit. It's not like that everywhere around the world. Not everyone is about clout. If we were about clout, do you think we'd be covering things like this pandemic and all these other issues that fucking derank our YouTube channel? It's not about clout.
I will say though, Fresh and Fit does not just only bring on dumb girls. Yes, like I say, like 85% of the girls, maybe to 90% are dumb. But they've brought on a couple of very feminine women that have female femininity channels and stuff like that. I just saw one recently. I forgot her name. She has a YouTube channel though. And they bring on guests to talk about how to buy real estate and financial management, fitness stuff. So they're not only just bringing these dumb broads off the street in Miami. But I understand what Aba&Preach are saying here when it comes to their perspective being warped, because I've been to Miami twice, and let me tell you, it's a whole different world down there. These girls walk around and look like dolls. They got plastic surgery, they got BBLs, they got their implants, they got all these different things going on, looking like a straight Build-A-Chick. And then you also got these multi-millionaires as well living down there. So it's just a whole different world, totally different atmosphere. Those of you guys that have been to Miami, you know what he's talking about. So the average guy that's not from Miami, he's gonna have a different perspective and worldview than someone that is. It's a completely different world down there. So I get what he's saying.
This pandemic and all these other issues that derank our YouTube channel, it's not about clout. At the end of the day, it's always about integrity. That's it. For us, it's about integrity. Whether we win or we lose money.
Y'all dumbass niggas with the same tired background, same million plaque. We got $200,000 plaques now. And we're going to get a million plaque. And we're going to get the other channel another million as well. And Fresh's channel going to hit 100,000.
Facts.
We are better than you, period.
That was an extremely over-the-top emotional rant that I think was unnecessary. But I understand, once again, he's trying to get clicks, he's trying to get views, but at the same time, you preach about not being overly emotional, being in your masculine frame, and all this, that, and the third, high-value man, and being an alpha male and carrying yourself a certain way. But at the same time, here you are having an emotional outburst and not being able to speak to these men with respect and carry yourself like a man without getting too overly emotional like you always talk about. So that just seems like a double standard in my opinion.
Get out of here, man.
And we don't pay for box.
These are the kind of like, you know what it's like? You know what it's like? You know, I love it that these guys call themselves alpha and all this other stuff. It makes me laugh because they got such big energy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like when you're talking to a girl about a topic. You know, you're talking, you guys have seen this before. You know, you're talking to your girl about a topic and you guys having a discussion and she's losing the argument. All of a sudden she starts bringing up, your dick is small. What does that have to do with economics? It's like, they do the same thing. I find it so funny that these guys like think they're alpha and 1% men and all this other stuff, right? They lack integrity. They get upset at the most random stuff. When I was on the podcast and they kicked out that girl, one of the girls beside me was like, yo, you're being emotional. He's like, no, I'm not being emotional. I was like, bro, like, why are you screaming like this? No wonder these girls come on your podcast and don't respect you. You don't command respect.
Abba needs to understand that that's also for views, that's also for clickbait, that's to get on World Star. So he has to come at it with an understanding of this is how they market their product and their brand. One outline of the Fresh and Fit show is to get these women to react and to have these women get kicked off, because that brings in more views, more attention, the video goes viral and stuff like that. So I think Abba needs to understand that he's being overly emotional, over the top, because that's his job, all right? He's acting.
You just yell and get them kicked out. You think that's alpha behavior? The idea that you can't even get respect from these ladies is an indication of the fact that you don't know what you're doing. It's hyper emotional. You're just screaming and getting mad. I'm laughing at this because it's pathetic. I don't know what's wrong, but every episode I see you just screaming, getting mad, screaming at ladies, railroading like women who aren't prepared with all these stats and numbers that these ladies are like, yo, you want to come on a podcast? We're like, sure. Turns out that 8% of all men. Well, how does that have a way to have a discussion? Just chill. It's not that deep.
I'm like, yo, real ass niggas don't pay for box.
Yo, here's the other thing too.
These guys say real ass niggas don't pay the box. One's on seeking arrangements. The other one,
he's lying about having 3 girls at one time. Shut the
the other one, you know what kills me about Fresh? Like, if you listen to him, you know he has no king. It's painfully obvious that this man, like, even when you go watch the vlogs that he does, he's like, he has this whole thing, don't lead with money. And like in a bunch of his videos, he's like, hey girl, I'm gonna shower you with gifts. Come on, we're gonna go shop for Lambos and Ferraris. I'm like, bruv, if it wasn't for your clout, you wouldn't be out here getting anything.
That is game though. That's Fresh's game. Game is just the strategies you use to get what you want out of life in a situation. So Fresh is using his money, his status, and his resources that he's acquired in order to get women. The same thing that Myron's doing. But I understand where they're coming from. They are being hypocritical when it comes to them saying that it's beta for a man to pay for box, yet they're paying for box themselves, and Myron has a seeking arrangements profile.
Let's be real. So I find it so funny as I talk about paying for box. You want to know why this doesn't want to pay for box? This is his experience. He went to Colombia with his nigga, okay? They went to a brothel. He saw a bad woman, and he's like, oh, wow. She's like, come upstairs with me. He didn't know it was a whorehouse, because this is so lacking in self-awareness, you know? He thinks everyone respects him, goober, okay? He gets in, and she's like, $20. He's like, you want me to pay? You don't know a whorehouse when you walk into one? Where were you raised? I don't know how you could be a pickup artist and lack this much self-awareness. So he said, I paid the $20. I banged her, and I felt disgusting afterwards. And that's why I'll never pay for box. Bruv, if the first time you eat out is McDonald's burger, and you say you hate all restaurants after, that's not a problem with restaurants, or that's a problem with you.
It's a problem with your choices.
Here's the thing, the truth about this whole escorting and paying for box. CEOs, NBA players, princes, all of them, they all pay for box. They pay for high-end escorts. Why? Discretion. Expertise. Okay? I don't care how much your girl loves you and all that other stuff. If she hasn't studied sex, if she hasn't done all that shit, if she hasn't taken the time to really learn, she's not as good as other people. This whole idea of like, if she have enthusiasm, you've ever been with a girl that's really into you and she's using her teeth on your blow, she got all the enthusiasm in the world. It's never going to be a substitute for technique. The only who are this dumb are men who not had a lot of sex or men who never paid for good box. Even Kevin Samuels will come in and say, I paid for box. I paid for women to come with me. Because he's a real Patrice O'Neal pays for box. The highest in the game, they pay for box. Not all the time, but sometimes it's convenient. So you want me to tell you that you working at your middle class job, you know more about what's being alpha and all this than the CEOs, the most famous and rich people in the world? Okay, so yeah, their is beta because they pay for box. But you, right, working at the company as a minimum wage worker for their company, you think you know more about what it means to be alpha. Get him out of here. Just don't pay for box. Say it's not for you. It's not for everyone. It's okay. But paying $100 for a hooker and then saying it's not as good as a random girl I met on the street, probably not. You paid for sometimes you get service. You pay well, you get better service. It's not complicated. These guys talk like they're knowledgeable about this stuff, and the very people they admire pay for box. Go have this conversation with Kevin then.
Go
have this conversation with real.
Go ahead.
With the NBA players.
The same NBA player that made you bang 3 girls in one night. Fuck up.
You know that was so stupid about that story? This guy, man, wants me to believe he's at a pool party. Okay? He was
random pool party.
He's at a pool party. This NBA player comes up to him. He's like, oh my God. Man, do you know where the coolest parties are? He's like, yeah, here.
It's
he's like, can I have your
Instagram?
Can I have your Instagram? Oh, man, we the same girl? Oh, my God, we was in the same. Yo, bro, I got a story. I got a mansion party tomorrow. Why don't you come over and we gonna get it lit?
So the guy that was looking for the hottest party happens to have a mansion party the next day. Get the out of here with your bogus.
So he needed your help to find a party in town, but he got a mansion party with 50 girls that are rolling through. And let me ask you, in this made up scenario where you're capping the out of possibilities, you want me to believe that this man had 50 girls and none of them were paid? You think that these girls that you banged there, supposedly, that you had all 3, but you didn't want a threesome because you wanted to go one at a time because you were too awkward enough? You want me to believe that these girls had burning desire for you? Of course not. They wanted to fuck the NBA player at best. They didn't want to get around with you. But you think none of these girls are paid? They pay for box. All these guys, these high value men, they all pay for box. So, man, listen. You guys trust what
They
you
don't
want to
all
trust.
pay for
Follow
box, but I
whoever
get
want to
what
follow.
he's
I don't
saying.
even think.
So I guess apparently after this video, Fresh and Fit called out Aba&Preach for a boxing match to settle things or whatever that is. I thought this was fake, but apparently it's not. And since then, Aba&Preach have come out with more YouTube videos talking about how this is actually a real thing, and it's not for clout, it's not for money. Obviously, this is going to create buzz around this space of the internet, but this happens to be like real, and these guys are actually going at it, and this is a real beef that's going on. And if this boxing match does happen, which I think it should, I think that if you talk about someone's wife, then you better be able to back it up and throw hands like a man. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. This is probably the biggest beef on this corner of the internet that we've ever had. Right now, honestly, with the way things are going, I definitely am siding with Aba&Preach and where they're coming from. But at the end of the day, I really respect the grind and the hustle of all four of these content creators, you know, just putting out meaningful content to help men. So who knows how long this is really going to go on, but hopefully when the dust settles and when it's all said and done, after they get millions of views together, just being the content beasts that they are with all the views that they get, that, you know, this message of self-improvement and men finding the RP and all this self-awareness and just men growing in this space and becoming better versions of themselves, that message gets out to more young men out there. It should be about integrity. It should be about being a man, standing for something, and being true to yourself and whatever that means, not selling out and stuff like that. So I 100% agree with him on that. Love to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'll see you guys next time.